What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today I'm going to give you an updated tier list for the Awakened characters and the Tier 3s, and we will be including all of the Awakened and Tier 3 characters from the past two updates. So we're going to have Falcon and Winter Soldier in here, and then, of course, we're going to have Quasar, Chavez, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Blue Marvel, and Spectrum. Even though I don't have Spectrum, I do have an idea where I want to place her, although that is definitely subject to change, especially after I get her, maybe get to play with her a little bit. So this is the tier list, and I have updated this thing quite a bit. I've actually changed the structure of it a little bit. It does look similar, but now you see all the colors are all together. They're all joined together. It makes it a little bit easier to understand. So purple for Universal, of course, and then aqua for Blast, red for Combat, and green for Speed. Pretty easy to understand. And then we got all the little thumbs ups. Thumbs up if you're going to be using an ABX. We have thumbs up if they're, proc friendly with a CTP of Energy. Thumbs up if you're going to be using a Rage. And thumbs up if you're going to be using a CTP of Judgment on these characters. Now, the first thing you're probably going to notice is now I actually have Cull Obsidian in the Infinite God. And before, I would always rank characters, especially on their utility, especially if you get to use them in ABX. And even if they're not the best in World Boss, being that they had an ABX totem next to their name, they were using ABX, I actually bumped up their stocks. But some good points were made to me the last time I did a tier list, and that was a lot of people don't care about ABX. They come in there, they do their score. I mean, it's really a small majority that really want to try to do the best they can in ABX. So I'm actually putting a little bit more value on just straight up power. Just straight up power. It doesn't matter really what their utility is, just how strong are they. And Cull Obsidian is nuts. Freaking, in my opinion, the highest damage dealing combat character in the game. He absolutely deserves to be on Infinite God just because of that. And then we got Falcon. So Falcon went from being a complete nothing to Infinite God. And this might change. I need to do some testing. I need to see some other videos about this guy. But from what I've seen, especially, testing just at tier 2 and the little bit I have seen from him, I believe he's the strongest speed character in the game as far as just raw damage. I could be wrong about that. I need to do some testing. I don't have him at tier 3, so it's hard for me to know how strong he is compared to my other speed characters, but I do believe he is the top dog, especially since he's got, all these crazy buffs. He's got the 40% attack buff on the fifth skill. He's got the double damage procs on the third skill. He's got the 50% increase of all attack. He has the 70% increase of supervillains on his tier 3. Just nuts, insane freaking buffs on this character. Then we get over to Omega God. So has anything changed in Omega God? Well, we do have one new recruit, and that is Quasar. From everything that I've seen, Quasar really does prove to be a very, very strong character. Pretty much on par with Gambit, so she is on this list. And by the way, guys, the order that you're seeing these in doesn't really matter. It's just, these Universals are going to be an Omega God, these Blasts are going to be Omega God, and so on and so on. It's not really that I'm looking at, you're not really looking at the order they're in. You're just kind of looking at, they're in, this specific category, okay? And I think that's a little bit more fair because, it really depends on your perspective, how you like to play. But I do believe Quasar does belong in Omega God because she's every bit as strong as Gambit, and she's very easy to play, very proc friendly. The only thing bad about the character is that she is a paywall, but she is very, very strong. She's made a pretty good impression as far as I'm concerned, and really any character that's in Infinite God or Omega God, to me, are well worth building. And I do think Quasar is worth building. She is not a top meta by any means, but she is a very, very strong character. And that's pretty much everything from Omega God, okay? And then we go into God. So, as you all can see, Captain Marvel is in God. Now, she was originally over an average, and I ended up moving her to God because, she did get some good buffs, right? She's got the decreased damage received from supervillains. She got the increased damage to supervillains. She's got the extra 40% decreased damage received from everybody. She's just tankier. They made her just all around better survivability, a little bit better damage, but she isn't, she just isn't up there. Here's the truth of it. I can tell you for me, she's just going to be used as a leadership. The only thing that really bumps up her stocks, in my opinion, is the fact that she's a squad battle meta, which really isn't a big gauge by any means. A lot of people don't really care about that. That's an auto game mode for a lot of people, including myself. So unfortunately, it isn't the greatest. She did move up again from average to God, but I don't think she belongs in Omega God I don't think she's on par as far as damage with these characters. And by the way, in Omega God, I actually skipped over Blue Marvel. Now, Blue Marvel is a character that is about as strong as Vision, and that's pretty much why I put him here. Although he does have a lot more PvP potential, he's not going to be replacing Sentry, and I never thought he would. I mean, he's strong, and definitely if you're playing on manual, you can definitely get it done in Tier 3 against those Sentries and Silver Surfers and what have you. But on auto, it's a different story. You'll find more often than not that Sentry's probably going to win, at least from the testing that I've seen, the videos that I've seen, but he will get in some kills for sure. But we don't put a lot of stock into PvP. We really put more stock into PvE, at least that's what I do, and this is my tier list, so that's actually what I'm going by. And Blue Marvel is strong. He's just not as strong as what we'd like him to be. He doesn't belong in Infinite God, in my opinion. He is not on par with these characters at all. So I feel like Omega God is a good place for the character. And then we have another recruit on the God level. So here we have Spectrum. Now, Spectrum is a character that I don't have awakened. I'm not really sure where to put her, but the feedback that I've been getting is she's okay. She's a decent character. She's got some power. She has some PvP utility. And that's pretty much why I put her in God. Like, she's okay. She's a decent character. And that's pretty much about all we can give her. I mean, she's just not as strong as what we'd like her to be, unfortunately. But Monica, maybe, you know, she'll get a uniform. I'm sure she'll get a uniform in the future whenever the Marvel movie comes out, or the Marvels movie comes out. Pretty sure she'll get a uniform then. But I don't think she's really on the level of Omega God or Infinite God. And then this one here is really going to break a lot of people's hearts, and that is Black Panther. Now, Black Panther went from being, you know, complete trash to God. He got a huge buff. He got, you know, the extra, you know, 20% extra attack on his fifth skill. Well, it's actually 30% attack, but it's actually just 20% more than his previous uniform. But they really didn't do enough for the character. He isn't super proc friendly. He has good damage, but the thing is, he's not on Moon Knight's level. He's not on Mr. Fantastic's level, at least in my opinion, as far as damage. So that's why he's in the God tier. He's okay. He's a decent character. But I think for a lot of players, they're not going to tier 3 him. They're not going to feel like he's really worth the investment because of the difficulty of play and the fact that his damage is just like, he just gets these short little bursts. And it really would have been a lot better if he'd had more hits, if he would have had longer lasting skills, so it would allow him to do more damage over time. But, you know, in my opinion, I really feel like Black Panther pretty much kind of got screwed. I also ended up putting Mystique. I actually dropped her down. She was in Omega God. I actually put her in God because she's actually been relegated to pretty much a support. These characters are just stronger. Rogue and Corvus absolutely destroy Mystique as far as damage is concerned. And then we have another recruit in God, and that is Winter Soldier. Now, Winter Soldier was in the below average category. I decided to go ahead and put him in the God level. The thing about Winter Soldier is he is easy to play. He is proc friendly, but unfortunately, he doesn't have enough damage, right? He just isn't as strong as these characters. These speed characters are stronger than him. Rogue and Corvus are absolutely stronger than Winter Soldier, and Falcon definitely is. He just isn't on par with what he should be. I mean, and it's kind of a shame, right? You know, Winter Soldier and Falcon, you know, they had a movie together. It was titled Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But unfortunately, they decided to kind of shaft Winter Soldier a little bit. I mean, he's a decent character. Again, easy to play, but the damage just isn't quite there. So that's why he ended up being in God level, which is pretty unfortunate for Winter Soldier. So that concludes the tier list for the Awakened and Tier 3 characters. Let me know if you guys like this structure, if you like this a lot better than what it was before. And let me know, you know, if you think that Falcon belongs in Infinite God. Let me know what you think about this tier list, and if you agree or disagree, and why you disagree or why you agree with this tier list. And I do stream on Twitch at Reset. The link will be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.